Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. Today is actually Val's Day, but it's also a day that the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has decided to spill the beans in respect to the activities of the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari, as they have shown us videos of his involvement in drug trafficking. We're going to be giving you full details of this news in a jiffy. It's quite an interesting one, I tell you. But before we go further, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. Now, according to the news, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has declared suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari wanted over alleged link with drug trafficking. NDLEA spokesperson Femi made the announcement during a press conference in Abuja on Monday. Before his suspension over a link with convicted fraudster Hush Puppy, Mr. Kyari was the commander of Intelligence Response Team (IRT) at the Force Intelligence Bureau of the Nigerian Police Force. And according to the NDLEA, he is wanted over his involvement in a 25-kilogram cocaine deal. The agency said it declared Mr. Kyari wanted after all effort to get him to honor formal investigation for his interrogation failed. It bemoans a situation where those who are supposed to support current effort to stem the tide of illicit drug trafficking and abuse are themselves neck deep in the menace. There is no better way to start this press briefing than to remind us about the enormity of the drug problem Nigeria has on its hand and the imperative of all well-meaning Nigerians to play a positive role in curbing the illicit menace, Mr. Babatunde had said on Monday. Even before the damning findings of the 2018 National Drug Use and Health Survey, Nigeria's drug problem was getting close to epidemic proportion, and if anything, the arrest and seizure by NDLEA in the past 12 months is an indication that the country's drug problem was grossly underestimated before President Muhammadu Buhari's resolve to strengthen the NDLEA and the subsequent launch of offensive action by the agency to clean the society of the menace. And in just 12 months, even the most cynical of Nigerians now agree that the country is really in a drug quagmire and therefore appreciate the relentless effort of the NDLEA operative. Unfortunately, some law enforcement agencies who should be partners in the pursuit of the president's mandate are at the forefront of breaking the law as they aid and abet drug trafficking in the country. Today, we are forced to declare one of such law enforcement agents wanted in the person of suspended Abba Kyari, the erstwhile commander of Intelligence Response Team. This is really serious. He said, within the intelligence at our disposal, the agency believes strongly that DCP Kyari is a member of a drug cartel that operates the Brazil-Ethiopia-Nigeria illicit drug pipeline, and he needs to answer questions that crop up in an ongoing drug case in which he is a principal actor. His failure to cooperate forced the hand of the agency, and that is the reason for this press briefing. According to the NDLEA, Kyari has initiated a call to one of its officers on Friday, January 21st, 2022. When the officer returned the call 2 minutes later, Kyari informed him he was coming to see him to discuss an operational matter after the Jumat service. Mr. Babafemi said he appeared at the agreed venue of the meeting with the officer and went straight to the crux of the matter. This was it. His team has intercepted and arrested some traffickers that came into the country from Ethiopia with, according to him, 25 kg of cocaine. He proposed a drug deal whereby he and his team are to take 15 kg of the cocaine and leave 10 kg for the prosecution of the suspect arrested with the illicit drug in Enugu. In the meantime, Napoleon cocaine will be replaced with a dummy worth 15 kg. He asked the NDLEA officer to persuade men of the FCT command to play along as well. By 11:05 a.m. on Monday, January 24th, after the agency gave the officer the green light to play along, he and Kyari began a WhatsApp call for the rest of the day. The officer conveyed their willingness to play the game. At the point, Kyari disclosed that the 15 kg already taken out was shared between the informant that provided information for the seizure and himself and his men of the IRT of the Nigerian police. According to him, the informants were given 7 kg while his team took 8 kg, which was already sold. He then offered to pay I'll take that again. Say he then offered to pay the NDLEA team, that is the officer and the FCT commander, by selling on their behalf half of the remaining 10 kg, thereby further reducing the original cocaine for the prosecution to just 5 kg. At 7 million per kilogram, the proceeds from the 5 kg would amount to 35 million naira at the exchange rate of 570 per dollar, being the black market rate for the day. January 25th, 2022, in effect, he would be delivering $67,400 to the NDLEA team. He put pressure on our officer to wrap up the arrangement with the commander of the FCT command to take custody of the drug and suspects from his men who were on ground in Abuja. At the time, he was speaking from Lagos, where he allegedly traveled for private business. The next day, January 25th, Kyari offered to send his younger brother to deliver the payment while his men delivered the suspect. But our officer turned down the suggestion, insisting he would rather deal with him in person and was therefore prepared to wait for him to return from Lagos. And by 5:25 p.m., Kyari was in Abuja and met with the officer at the same rendezvous where they had the first meeting. In their discussion, he disclosed how his team received the information from a double-crosser who betrayed a trafficker to him, showing a sturdy connection between law enforcement agent and the drug underworld. He narrated how, acting on the tip-off, his team departed Abuja to Enugu and arrested the trafficker, removed part of the consignment on his instruction, and replaced them with dummies. He also indicated how to identify the remnants of the original cocaine that would be delivered to NDLEA, 5 original packages marked with red dots. The reason for this was to avoid the dummies being subjected to tests. He forwarded a picture of the marked original cocaine package. According to the plan, once the 5 kg cocaine has been tested in the presence of the suspect and confirmed positive, there will be no need to test the remaining ones being dummies. He also brought with him the money from the sales of 5 kg share of the NDLEA team, a total of $61,400. Our officer, however, preferred to take the money inside his car. Well, the car was wired with sound and video recorders. While explaining that relevant channel of communication were duly followed in the demand for Kyari without any result, the NDLEA said it cannot continue to keep other suspects in the case indefinitely while the principal suspect fails to honor official invitation. NDLEA had demanded to take custody of suspects and consignment of drugs seized by other arm of law enforcement, Mr. Baba Femi said, and there is a standard protocol for such transfer. These we duly followed. The suspect and drugs were delivered to us on February 8th, but the last part of the process yet to be completed is the debriefing of Kyari. DCP Abba Kyari was invited by NDLEA for debriefing for Thursday, Friday 10, through 2 main channels because there is a way lots of questions begging for answers. The invitation was legitimate and formal according to our protocol, but up till the close of office on Friday, February 11, he refused to respond. Up till this moment, he hasn't responded. We are a law-abiding agency of government. We follow the process. In that vein, We will not detain suspect beyond the stipulated period according to the law before we charge them to court, and Kyari must be debriefed before the suspects are arraigned in the law court. Having failed to honor the official investigation, NDLEA has no option but to declare DCP Abba Kyari of the Nigerian Police Force wanted right from this very moment. The NDLEA said that it's not unaware of the threat to the lives of its officer involved in the case, assuring that it would do everything to protect its officer. We are not unaware of the threat to the lives of NDLEA officer involved in this investigation, even as we continue to do our best to protect our officers and men in the line of duty. We are making this strong statement to those contemplating harmful action against NDLEA officers. They would only succeed in compounding their problems in the event of the murder of or harm to officers and men of the NDLEA. NDLEA. Wow, this is a good one. But I mean, these guys need a thumb up, and I think that is the end of the road for Abba Kyari. If we must be so real, that's the end of the road, because right now his case are everywhere. It's with the FBI, and now the Nigerian, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency are also on top of his case. So you can see that the young man was a very corrupt human being who only, convict people who are nobodies in life. But if you want to play along, then get ready, because it's going to get really exciting. I'd like to leave it there. You've heard the story. I didn't want to share the video. I'd like to show just the story. Let's go to our comment section.